Welcome into a very special holiday edition of This Week in Missouri Politics, joined by one of Missouri's rising political stars, Congressman Mark Alford. Thank you so much for making the time. You let us tag around a little bit with you this August when you were doing your town hall tour. Tell me how you came up with the idea.
Well, we did this town hall tour a year ago. It was our first one, and I truly believe that, look, a representative needs to be out in the district. That's what I did campaigning. We went to all 24 counties, plus some before the redistricting that ended up not being our district. But I felt like every year at least I need to be out listening to the people. When I come home, just about every weekend, I'm out in the district. But I can't make it down to Pulaski County and Cedar County and Dade County every weekend. This gives me a chance to go hear from the people, and not just people who agree with me. I'm very adamant about that. I do that with the teletown halls out of D.C., and I do it with our in-person town halls. I want to hear the people who have complaints, who have issues, who maybe don't like the way that I'm doing things. That's the only way I'm going to improve.
You know, it's nice to see you on Fox News and see you on CNN, but it's also nice, and this is what I was excited about this opportunity, to go to Preston and see you there. But we kicked the tour off in Lone Jack, and we get a look inside Big Red, right?
That's right. Big Red is a 2017 expedition that I put over 100,000 miles on campaigning. And we continue to put so many miles on it, I actually traded it in for a newer model, a 2021, not a brand new expedition. But Big Red, there's a lot of memories in Big Red from our campaign staff and now our congressional staff as we go across the 4th Congressional District of the great state of Missouri.
Let's go check it out.
Look, the way our founding fathers set it up, it wasn't for representatives to go up to Washington and to stay in Washington. It was intended for us to come back and be in the district. That's why we go through an election every 2 years. All right, let's do it. First stop, Lone Jack. Got a good crowd here. Hey, Daryl, how are you?
Real quick, I got another appointment, but I don't want
Good. I haven't seen you in a long time.
I know. Can I take a picture with you?
Sure, I'd love to. Good deal. What have you been up to?
Man, life is good.
Yeah?
Life is good. I got to rest more, but probably like you. But
Hello. How you doing? Good seeing you. Good turnout. Thank you for coming. How are you?
Thank you.
Good to see you again.
Thank you for being here.
How are you doing?
good. You?
Where'd you get that shirt?
Your office.
Oh, okay, good. How you doing, Mark? Team was successful through the National Defense Authorization Act and the Armed Services Committee of securing $144 million for new barracks out there. We're getting 2 new companies of recruits.
What the name it was? Yeah.
The SAFE Act. You got to be a U.S. citizen to vote in a federal election.
Because he's been doing such a wonderful job for what I feel like wonderful job for the constituents. I follow him on Facebook, I get his newsletters, and I feel like he's a common sense representative for the common people here in Missouri. And so I just felt like I needed to come out here and meet him, shake his hand, and let him know what a good job he's doing.
All right, second stop, Kleinschmidt's. Hello, Kay. Long time no see.
I know.
Good to see
Love
you.
you. Good
Love
to
you.
see you.
Betsy, how are you?
Gingham all
I love
the way.
it. How are you doing, Mama?
Good morning.
Good seeing you.
You too.
How are you doing?
Hi, Mark.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Serve you. Thank you for putting your confidence in me. And I'd like to take some of your questions now or concerns. All right, stop number 3, Marshall in Saline County. Look, they got our name up here. You in like 2 years.
Has it been 2 years?
Yeah. Good to see you.
That's my sister.
Just gets to work.
Yeah. Time. We are actively working to make sure the B-21 gets to Whiteman Air Force Base. Our government has authorized and appropriated to build 100 of these and could go up to 147 by the time it's all done. These cost $660 million each. They're not cheap, but for the protection of our nation and our allies, it is going to be a wonderful deterrent against Communist China and other aggressors.
Town hall, you've been on, you have a really busy week planned. I think you're going somewhere else later today, in fact. What are some of the things you're hoping to learn and accomplish this week, going to all these town halls and speaking to all these voters?
Well, I've been working for the people of the 4th Congressional District for some 18, 19 months now, and I want a report card. I want people to tell me how I'm doing.
I would like to know what acts are being done or steps taken to keep fentanyl out of our country, and stricter penalties for those that do bring it in.
We do need stricter penalties. I think we need federal penalties when it comes to fentanyl in particular that will have very strong teeth in them for long-term incarceration, mandatory sentences. The problem is, again, this administration, the Department of Justice, does not have the appetite to do that in America. They wouldn't even admit that there was a crisis to begin with.
We're willing to volunteer to allow officials inside their home, and the city's only option are either violate Fourth Amendment rights or get all this funding withheld by the EPA.
This is the overreach and the unreasonable approach by the Environmental Protection Agency, not just to protect the environment, but to put undue strain and stress on businesses and raise the cost and price of everything in America. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Thank you for coming, Tim. Good seeing you again. Thank you so much. Good seeing you. Good
Great to see you. Thanks for stopping at the Beef House. We appreciate it.
I love it.
Yes. Tell Madeline I said hello.
I will. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Thanks for Day 2 in Smithton, Pettis County. Let's do this.
We're trying to buy bubble gum.
From who?
There's a shop.
Huh?
I think there's a shop close, but we only have this one.
How are you doing, sir?
Oh.
I'm Mark Alford.
Hey, yeah.
What's your name?
I used to watch you all the time on pole.
Well,
I knew
thank
you
you.
was up to something.
Well, good to have you here.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Don.
Don, good to see you. Anyway, good to have you. Thanks for coming out.
I've been watching you since the first day you were on Fox 4 News.
I want to welcome you to the Smithton Diner, and Brenda, what a great job you guys are doing here. I hear this is the best place to eat in town. Is that right? Yeah. But look at this breakfast. Oh, I can't wait to eat that. Listen, it is just an honor to be here. I want to thank our sheriff here for being here. Brad Pollitt, our representative.
Oh, the biggest thing I like about Congressman Alford is his accessibility. You know, the fact that he can just get out and meet with people, and it doesn't matter where he's at, he will find a way to connect and really listen to the concerns on people's minds. I think that goes a long way, especially somebody that represents us in D.C., which is so far away from Pettis County, but he makes the effort to come to us, and again, I can't express how much we truly appreciate that.
I got in contact with Congressman Alford's office and talked to his administrative assistant, Michelle. Had an issue over a tax penalty, and she went to bat for me. She knew what to do, who to contact. Over a period of maybe a couple months, it all got straightened out, and I was more than satisfied with what they done for me. I really appreciate their effort. You give me a positive light on politicians again.
Well, this is Cole Camp, Missouri in Benton County in the 4th Congressional District. It's an old German town. Actually, this town was the site of one of the first Civil War battles back in the 1800s. Let's go in the barber shop. How y'all doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I'm Congressman Mark Alford. What's your name?
Lloyd Steinberg.
Good to see you, Lloyd.
Yeah.
How are you doing? I'm Mark Alford.
Robert Weinberg.
Robert, good to see you.
Jack Fowler.
Jack, good to see you. How are you, sir? Mark Alford.
Brad Chambers.
Brad, how long you been barber here?
I've been barber here for, I guess, about 6, 7 years now.
Really? My grandfather was a barber for many years down in Texas. So how much is a haircut?
Well, we got them half price, 16.
Yeah,
Normally they're
$16.
32. That's what they're worth.
All right. All right.
They're worth 32.
Can you give me a little trim today?
I can.
That'd be great. What are your big concerns going on right now in America?
I think it's that inflation.
Joe Biden's number one.
But most of these guys here, they stayed up all night celebrating on Joe's accomplishment.
Did you watch his speech last night?
No, I didn't watch it.
I had to stay up and watch it because it was my duty. All he did was yell. It was like an old guy telling people to yell to get off my lawn.
There's no more yellow afraid.
Very nice.
Yeah,
I like it.
That work for you?
Works great. Good job.
it's good.
Thank you. Just got a haircut from Dean's Barbershop here in Cole Camp, and it is wonderful. I'm coming back here to get my haircut. All right, here we are, Missouri Made. How are you doing?
Good.
I'm Mark Alford.
How are you? I'm Beth.
Beth, good to see you. Thanks for having us.
Yes,
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Hey, Margie
Thanks for
Corman.
coming here.
Yes,
Appreciate it. How are you, sir?
Good.
What's your name? And while we're facing enemies like Xi Jinping of China, the mullahs from Iran, that this president has sent $16 billion worth of frozen assets. Just leaving Cole Camp in Benton County, had a pretty fiery meeting there. A lot of people had a lot of concerns about what's going on in the federal government. A lot of great questions. Now we're going over these items with Lauren, and we have a PowerPoint presentation. We're about to do a pep rally at a high school in Warsaw. And we're going to go over the presentation. So, all right, another stop here on our town hall tour. We are at Warsaw High School, home of the Wildcats. We're about to do a pep rally. It's our first day of school here. Come on inside. Thank you, Superintendent. Good to see you. How are the Wildcats today? Woo! Good to see you. I hear this is your first day of school, right? How's it going so far? All right, I know what some of you are thinking. Who is this crazy short guy up here talking to me? I am Mark Alford. I am your congressman for the 4th Congressional District of Missouri. Before I got into politics and was a congressman, I was on the news for 23 years in Kansas City, Missouri. I was a news anchor. And when I was in school and I was your age, all I ever wanted to do was be a storyteller. I love writing down stories. At that time, we didn't have cell phones or even video recorders. We had film, and I had a film camera, and I would make movies to tell stories. I had a dream. I had a passion of what I wanted to do, and that was to get into journalism. My uncle was an anchorman in Oklahoma City. How many journalists do we have here? All right. I was on the school newspaper. I was a student body president. I was very much involved, but I wanted to be in television news. Everything I did was geared towards that. And some of you are thinking, I don't know what I want to do with my life. That's okay. God has a plan and purpose for your life, and I'm here to tell you today it's your job to figure out what that is and make it happen. We're day 2 of the Mark Alford Town Hall Tour, and we're in beautiful downtown Warsaw, right on the banks of Lake of the Ozarks. A great little town. It's a county seat. You can see the courthouse there, the county seat for Benton County. Truman Lake is right upstream, and downstream is Lake of the Ozark. Well, come on into the Yellow Deli. Wow. Hey, Willard, how are you? Thank you. How you doing?
Doing well.
I wasn't expecting such a large crowd.
Well,
This is
Yeah, I've been watching you for 30 freaking years.
Really? Well, thank you. What's your name?
My name is Janet Fox.
All right, Janet. Oh, I saw you on Facebook.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you said you were going to be here.
Yes, sir.
This is the Janet Fox. Janice Fox.
The Janet.
The.
She came up the. Well, no, I walked down to her house. So
Well, thank you. I appreciate
I've
that.
watched you for 30 years, and you get out there and you answer them questions and you give them hell.
All right, we're going to do that. Give them hell, Mark.
But take care of our veterans first.
We do need to take better care of our veterans. We certainly do. 100 days are going to be the most important. And we've got to make sure that we have everything in line for it to just click through, to get it through the house, to get it.
Welcome back. That was an awesome tour. The haircut looks pretty nice.
Thank you. I need to go get a new one. That barber had no idea we were coming in, and we had a few extra minutes there in Cold Camp.
Cold
and I
Camp
thought,
cool?
I love Cold Camp.
Especially, it's Christmas all year round in Cold Camp. It's a terrific place. We'll be right back with the rest of our tour around the 4th Congressional District after this. Welcome back to a very special holiday edition of This Week in Missouri Politics, joined by Congressman Mark Alford. We've been taking a tour around the 4th District, getting to see you out in places. I guess we're coming up. We're going to go from the lakes, right? We're going to go from Lake of the Ozarks all the way to Truman Lake next, right?
Yeah, I tell you what, I am very blessed to represent 772,047 individuals in 24 counties, all the way just south of Kansas City, over to Lake of the Ozarks, down almost to Springfield. Some of the most beautiful country in the world. And I bring people here from Washington and other places just to get a look and have a feel and listen to the people. And they are blown away with what we have to offer.
Let's go to Camdenton.
Our final stop of the day, we're at the Public Library for Camdenton. This is Camden County. Let's go in and make some friends, answer some questions, and let them know what we're doing in Washington and for the 4th Congressional District. It's the last stop for today, day 2 of Mark Alford's Town Hall Tour.
Attorney General under the Eisenhower administration.
Well, very good. Thank you for your service. Alford. Jim, good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Sue, good to see you. Mark Alford. Commissioner Skelton, good to see you. Last time I saw you were up in D.C. in our office.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. State Rep Lisa Thomas, I saw you here. Thank you for being here. Senator Mike Bernstetter.
Where do we stand on the House and the Senate and taking those two? 'Cause it's really important to have all three. So in your opinion, where do we stand?
I'm telling you right now, it's time to take America back. It's time to stand for what we believe in, for the conservative values that built America. We are here because of the providence and protection of God Almighty. And we've got to stop acting like victims and start acting like victors. The greatest nation known to man, to stand for something, no matter where you are in life.
He's just down to earth. He's a real person, and he's here, and he speaks in language that people understand, and he wants to hear from people. He's not just going to give you a lecture. He's going to tell you his views, but then he wants that interaction. He wants to hear the questions, and he actually does answer them.
All right, day 3 of our town hall tour. We're at the Preston Cafe here in Hickory County. We're gonna have breakfast with some folks here and hear what's on their hearts. Come on in.
I think so, folks.
How are y'all doing?
Morning.
Good to see you. Thank you. Well, thank you. How are you doing? Mark Alford, good to see you. I feel like I've met you before. How are you doing?
Good, you?
Yes, good to see you again. You doing all right?
You've been 100% spot on every conservative issue. And I really appreciate it that I can not have to worry about my representative voting the wrong way. And should I have emailed them before, maybe that would have made the difference. I feel like I can count on you to do the conservative thing. And I really appreciate that.
Thank you. God bless you. That means a lot to me.
I just wanted to come here and tell you to your face that I thought you were going to be more of the same, but although the first 6 months were a little rocky, you've emerged as a very, very conservative representative, and I surely appreciate a representative that I can count on to do the conservative thing, that I don't have to worry about all the time. Thank you very much.
Thanks. All right, our next stop, VFW Hall here in Stockton, Missouri. The AMVETS Post 116. Gonna come here and talk about our quality of life initiatives through the National Defense Authorization Act.
I reckon.
What's your name?
Dave Wright.
Dave, good to have you.
My wife.
Thank you. Hi, Sue. Mark Alford. Thank you for being here.
It's nice to
You
meet
doing all right?
you.
Good. Thanks for having us. I appreciate you coming out.
Doing a good job.
Thank you. Is this a gorgeous day or what?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Cedar County Health Department was run by the Cedar County Hospital. We inherited it at Cedar
We have
County.
not been reimbursed for Social Security for over 2 years in our county.
You got anything, I guarantee you, God has plans for you to help in this country, sir.
But the thing that really did it was 3 years ago when this failing excuse for a president abandoned our allies in Afghanistan the way he did, and he left 13 of our service members there to die on the wall at Abbey Gate. I was literally throwing things at the television, and then when their bodies come home, draped in our Star-Spangled Banner, he's standing there and he's checking his watch. That's not a commander-in-chief. That's a failure. See you.
See you. Thank you for taking the time
Well,
to
thank
stop
you for having us out here. I'm excited.
by. Absolutely. We're glad to have
Anne's
you.
been telling me a lot about your place.
Yes.
When did you start here?
We formed the company in May of last year.
Oh, real new.
We broke ground in May of last year.
Good deal.
And,
Is interlocking Lego style blocks fairly new? Because I just started seeing them. I've
Okay.
seen other retaining wall type blocks, but not these seem to be, and then they're just kind of melded on.
Correct. You put it in while the concrete is wet.
Yeah.
These today were made with some returned cut concrete. We had a customer that ordered too much and sent it back. So
What is
they were-
that? How does that work? It's recycled concrete?
So it's concrete that hasn't been poured yet, but that we hadn't necessarily intended to use.
Oh,
for
I
ourselves.
see.
So rather
It's
than,
leftovers.
Yeah, rather than use it as a waste, we're putting it into something.
It's like letting your kids lick the beater on the blender, right? After you made cookies. That leftover.
Please tell me you do that.
Yes.
You let your kids lick beer, right?
No, I do.
Oh, okay.
Good answer.
I've got 4 kids and only 2 beers.
Oh,
so I have to
okay.
eat them both.
Okay. Going inside the Barton County Chamber of Commerce here. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
And gentlemen. Good to see you, Pat. Good to see you again.
You are totally welcome.
Well, thank you. Good to see you again.
Nice to meet you. I'm named Becky.
So I want you guys to have this as a token of our appreciation for helping us out and helping Patty.
Previously because I'm not sure they were even on our side.
From this spot, Mr. Truman delivered his vice presidential nomination acceptance speech on August 31st, 1944, 80 years ago. Well, that does it from the Barton County Fair here in Lamar, Missouri. We've got our final day of the Mark Alford Town Hall Tour tomorrow. We start early at 8:30 in Nevada. That's in Vernon County. All right, here we go. It's our final day of the Town Hall Tour. We're in Nevada in Vernon County, and we're at the Precision Coffee Shop. I've been here 3 or 4 times. My favorite coffee is black, nothing in it. I like it dark and strong, so come on in. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
Doing all right?
Yeah.
Great.
How about you?
Good. You're looking good.
This is my nephew, and so they both said to tell you.
And you live here?
I live here.
But it was sad.
It would be amazing to.
We have 3 offices here in our district. One is in Cass County up in Raymore. We have one more in Laclede County in Lebanon. And then we have one in Boone County in Columbia. It's a little more formal with video presentation. We did one pep rally for the first day of school for the Wildcats in Warsaw, Missouri, and that was cool. All right, this is our final stop on our 16-stop 4-day Town Hall Tour. We're in beautiful Cass County, Harrisonville, the county seat, and this is the Brick House. So let's go talk to some folks. How are you doing? Mark Alford, good to see you.
It's nice to meet you.
What's your name?
Ellen Jones.
Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Mark Alford.
Yeah.
Hey, Barry. Hey.
That's JoJo.
Hey, JoJo. I like dachshunds. Very good. Thanks for being here. How you doing, Mark Alford?
Kathy.
Kathy?
Mark Eisel.
Good to see you. Yes, we have in here. Yes, sir.
Can you speak to some of the ways that you've identified that will, in the quality of life, that will permanently improve the lives of enlisted folks?
So the question was, what are we doing to permanently improve the life of our military through the quality of life panel? Well, I along with Matt Gaetz, had a provision in the National Defense Authorization Act last year, which would reinstate everyone who was kicked out, if they want to come back, and they would resume the rank they had when they left, and there would be no red flags or red marks on their record. So there it is. It was a whirlwind, 4 days, 16 stops. We ended here in Harrisonville. Thank you for being along the ride. I hope you enjoyed the behind-the-scenes look of how we do this, and thanks to our great team in the 4th Congressional District for putting it all together. You know, it was about 3 years ago, I was standing on this very spot, putting together a video kind of like this, telling folks that I was leaving the news business and going to run for this office. Thank you for your vote in getting me to Washington, D.C. If you ever need any help, whether it's VA benefits, Social Security benefits, maybe help with a passport, our office is here to help. We are truly working for you. I'm Mark Alford, your representative in Washington. Thank you for letting me serve.
Welcome back. That was so much fun. I tell you what, there is no better food than Brick House.
I love Brick House. I tell you what, these town hall tours are great. It's a lot of energy expended as we travel and as we talk. You know, we're making, 16 stops in 4 days. So it's a lot of meeting and greeting and shaking hands and listening to people, but it's also a lot of good food. And in fact, I usually gain a few pounds on these trips.
All right. We've been all the way around the district. What'd you take away from this tour?
Look, people, I think we saw in this recent election, people are dissatisfied about the course and the direction of our great nation, and they wanted change. And what I heard time after time on this town hall tour is that people wanted security. They wanted economic security. They wanted border security. They wanted security in their homes and in their businesses. That's what Donald Trump's going to do. And I don't want to make this real political, but this is a changing point for our nation. Yeah. And I heard that out on the trail and out on this town hall tour, that people are worried about the course and direction of our nation, and they want change, and they want to be a part of that.
Congressman Mark Alford, thank you for letting us tag along on the tour of the 4th Congressional District.
My pleasure.
And Merry Christmas to you. And Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you so much for joining us for this special edition of This Week in Missouri Politics, and we will see you next year on This Week in Missouri Politics.